Oh my God, I'm going to talk about some nonsense. So over here by me, nonsense, of course, which is also another weird thing is I've been documenting it on TikTok, but there'll be a whole bunch of birds and then there'll be zero birds. And so again, today was another day, zero birds, where it just like, oh my gosh, the trees look so bare. And when you walk out there, there's so much death. It's crazy. But this morning, those people at 5:30 in the morning, the construction people were out there screaming, trucks, giant things slamming, making noise. It was like, oh my God. What the fuck? These people don't feel like they have to follow any rules. They can burn during a burn ban, especially right when they're in a valley in the heat, and then they're going to make this stagnant air just sit there. So everybody who's got asthma, emphysema, COPD, any kind of breathing problems, allergy, all of this stuff is going to be worse when you go outside and all you breathe is smoke. Then the noise to start at 5:30 in the morning. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, oh my God. But of course, developers, they are a part of the system. They can do whatever the fuck they want. I've called the cops 3 times this week, and I saw the fire chief come once. I don't know if they came out this morning, but it has been nonstop crazy outside since 5:30 this morning. It's weird, like people flooring it. And, I'm like off the road. I'm in a neighborhood, back off the road. There is no main roads around here. There wouldn't even be anything if there wasn't for them deciding to build 300 houses suddenly in our neighborhood. So it's mental. This is just mental. But when I was talking about like these air conditioners and everybody's putting all this smart systems, they'll give you money if you put the smart systems in your home. So you get the smart, the thing to dial in your temperature in your house, and everything that they're doing is smart. And they market it, because it's got to be easy. You can work everything off your phone. You can change your heat from another state. You can do whatever you want from your phone, because, that's what we need, this high technology to control our heater from another state on vacation, whatever. So now they're getting the back end of that, because these places have taken over people's electricity thing. They won't let them do it. They won't let them change it. They won't let them. They've taken over. They've got control in people's houses now. This is weird. I keep getting all these things popping up on the side. I'm telling you, this is just a weird day. It's super chaotic. It just feels weird. And mine, I swear to God, I went to bed at 8:30. I was like, oh, she was already asleep. I'm like, I'm fucking going to bed. So I go to bed at 8:30. By 10:30 was the first wake up. She has had such a rough night. So, and in turn, I've had a rough night. So it has been just weird. I don't even know. It's just been so weird. The whole energy has just been weird. Oh, here goes. What in the hell? Like, I don't even know if you could hear that. This one big gray truck keeps driving by, gunning it, and it's like the speed limit here is 20. Like, there is not a main road. And they're just, oh my gosh, it is weird. It's like people are losing their fucking minds. And people who don't seem to understand, we are in the zombie apocalypse. If you saw footage of what is going on in the cities, I've seen now Oklahoma, what's coming out of their faucets is brown sludge. It's no longer water, it's brown sludge. We got other places that I don't know what's coming out of theirs, but they don't have water. And this morning I did a little TikTok just showing, I had 5 pictures. I went on Google, got 5 pictures of the Trumpster, and then just put some music. I was looking for a song because it was trying to I was going to talk, but it just like really wanted a song on there because the pictures or whatever. So I picked this song. It was some song I never heard of. It sounds like a rapper, like say my name, like, or something, my name or something like that. And I just did these pictures and I just wrote on there, who wouldn't be sending money over to another country when there's people here suffering? Yeah, say his name, because y'all are, it blows my mind, the hypocrisy, how these people think. And, it's so clear that he brought these people onto the main stage so that we would know who they were. And he knew that they were going to cheat. He knew he was going to be out. Like, he was telling us the whole fucking time. Well, I mean, I'm sure he was telling all of them. I was only in the whatever, in the supporters since, like March or April of 2020. Before that, I thought he was a dick. So, but, now I know how they were tricking my mind, and I can see how they're tricking all of these people. And these people, it's their own egos, their own hypocrisy. Like, where do you come up with that we need to save these other countries? We've got people here starving. We've got people in the roads, in the streets, who don't have homes, who don't have food. And if you see the footage of the cities like Detroit, Philly, like, oh my God, it looks like Armageddon already. Like, there's so much garbage and stuff just everywhere. Just, not just trash. I'm talking like piles of stuff, mattresses. Like, I mean, it is crazy looking. And then you have all these people who can't even stand up. Most of them are just all like bent over to where it looks like, kind of like, if you took a bunch of people and you stood them up like this, and then you just bent them like this, like you just took their battery pack out and they're all just standing there waiting to get their battery back in. That's what it fucking looks like. Everywhere. Like, all these people just bent over. And some of them are kind of swaying. Like, reminds me of my dad when he was drunk. So you can tell, like, they're all just so fucking, I mean, they're not even in their bodies. Like, and how many of these people, like, there's a lot of stuff that we don't hear about. Like, they push us to come in and be compliant and do what we're told. You need a dose, you are dead, so you need a little more. So, all of these people who we don't hear about, like, what were they doing in the streets? Were they just going around and just injecting these people? Or did they give them a meal? Here, you get a burger. Here, take it. You get a donut. Here, take it. And, too, is the other day when I was saying that about, oh, bummer, I was like, man, it's like people just completely forgot, like, what he did. That was against human rights, to tell us we have to have insurance and that we have to pay if we don't have it. It is so much a force of the system. It's the same people who own the hospitals, own the insurance, they own everything. This goes back to the same fucking people. And they're forcing us to pay them. It is the same thing as when, a long time ago in businesses would be there and the gangsters would come in and, rough them up and then say, you're going to pay us for protection. It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. Like, it's weird how there's some people who don't recognize that we're being ran by a fucking cartel. Like, that is all there is. That is what we're being run by. It's fucking corrupt as fuck. And I mean, and Joe is showing his fucking colors. Like, I don't even know. Like, I just see the clips that people are sharing, and he's out there, saying we're all the problem. It's like, we're America. We are the problem for you. Fucking get your ass out of here, dude. Go hang out with your fucking corrupt motherfuckers. He's only there to drain us of resources, drain us of our own abilities, our own power. They just want to dumb down society. It's atrocious. And last night, yesterday, I kept looking for something to watch. It's just like I feel super drained, like energetically, I feel drained. Going outside, and you can't relax. It is like so much noise. It is weird how, like, you think, oh, you live in this nice little neighborhood out in the forest, then it should be peaceful. That's even the fucking name of the place. And nope, we don't believe in peace around here. We believe in greed and noise, and I'm burnt out on it, because every time you go outside to relax, it's just in the energy. It's just the whole thing. It's just super creepy. Like, I would for sure, if everything went into alignment, I would for sure just sell and fucking buy a camper and just get on the road and just go. I'm just so fucking done with the system. Just drive and drive until I find another group of people who are looking to go out and build a community. I am connecting with a lot of people on TikTok who do want to do that. So I will for sure, if something really starts to come together, but there's a lot of people who are trying to put it together, buying big pieces of land and then giving everybody the chance to come in and develop it with them, and build their own little places and stuff. So there's going to be more and more of that. And, I see it coming together in different groups. People are fed up. They're just fucking done with it. But, I kept looking for something to watch, and it was just like, oh my God, I couldn't find anything. And I just put on music, put on meditation, put on, it's like, oh my gosh, sometimes a day, like I said, it'll be like 5 minutes, it'll feel like 3 fucking hours. It's like, oh my God, there's something weird with time. They're doing something with time. They're doing something with the seasons. They're doing something with it all because it's all falling apart because none of it was ever fucking real. It was all fucking made up. It was all fucking illusion. And then as it is all falling apart, it's trippy as fuck. But, so I ended up finding this movie, and so I went on Plex because I asked my brother to put on Network because everybody's saying you got to watch Network, this movie from a long time ago. I think it's from like 1977, and everybody's talking about that's what, it's like a lot of disclosure or something. So I had asked him to put that movie on Plex, and so I went on to check, and he always puts on new movies, and like I said, I'm not really into new movies. I'm way more into old movies. When I'm watching a new movie, it's just too much programming. It's too much, they're too obvious of trying to control our minds, and it just is, it's like, fuck off, dude. Tell me, like, when have you, in a recent movie, when have you seen a white couple? Just a white couple. I mean, it's either got to be a bisexual couple, a biracial couple. It's like they're constantly pushing this agenda. It's like fucking annoying. I'm so sick of it. But so this movie is really confusing. It is called, I can see it. I can't think of it. Well, it'll probably come to me. But there is this guy, and he was on Office. He was I don't even know how to explain who he was. He was kind of like the snobby kind of guy who kept looking down on him like, these people are, I don't remember. I think he might have been on 2 seasons. I can't remember. I can't even think of his name, and I saw it. But anyway, so he made this movie. I think he wrote it and everything. And, there's some parts that are really good, and some parts are just like, what? Is he really think this? Is this how this guy thinks? Or is he just trying to do that little switch to make sure to bring something to the light, but coming in the back door? And that's how I kind of took it, because I was like, man, if he really thinks this way, he's really putting it out there like, dude, you're going to have a lot of hate for that. This is what you really think. Because he was kept making fun of the conspiracy theorists and the theories, and kept saying them, what they were, that we all know is true. He kept saying them like, we are all so stupid. He even said that, how stupid we are. And we're all, just really ridiculing. And there was a couple of different parts where that happened. And this was set in Texas. And it was showing all of the corruption that goes on there, and that it literally is the cartel running some of these places. And, and this was showing like it kind of reminds me, there's this guy, I know I talked about him before. Hold on, let me get a sip of this. I made this to go with a piece of coffee cake, and then it's already cooled. I'm still not ready to eat yet. So anyways, this movie reminds me of this other guy that I talked about. I talked about him, and he's always posting, and he is the guy who has come out as a whistleblower against the Church of the Latter-day Saints, the Mormon church, and he's in Utah. And he's called out names, his dad being one, his grandpa, his uncles. He's called them all out as murderers. He said that, they poison people, that they're all working with the cartel and all this stuff. Like, he's telling all of this stuff. And that the police and the government is all part of it, that they are complicit. They are just taking their payoffs and letting them do whatever they want. They can, because it's all about, and this was showing, it was all about the opium epidemic. And they had a part where there was a place in Texas that crosses over, kind of like the Four Corners or something. So if you go and you put a body there, there's nobody to investigate because it comes in four different judicial places or whatever it's called. Like, you went to the police, oh no, that's the sheriff. Go to the sheriff, oh no, that's the I can't even remember all the different agencies he went to, but they kept passing the buck. Oh, that's not us. That's not us. That's not our problem. And so they just go take dead bodies and they just leave them there because nobody's going to do anything. So I'm sure that's everywhere. And that was in Texas. And from what this guy in Utah is saying, what they were showing in the movie in Texas is exactly what he's saying. So, and I've seen other people speaking out, like it's in all of the different states. Like when you see some of these girls who are doing these videos, who are the survivors of the traffic, they are coming out and telling about, all of these people who are involved in the city. So like the donators, and they made a point of that too in this movie, that the donators are the ones who are making the rules on us. So the people who are donating to the police and stuff. So they just like, well, okay, you donate and then you can do whatever the hell you want to do. And it wouldn't work for us. Like, we could go and donate and it still wouldn't be like, okay, now you can break whatever law. No, it's more than that. It's deeper than that. So they just donate and then they get to do whatever they want. The cops aren't going to come. Like, if the cops get called to come to the door, oh, okay, well, we just wanted you to know someone called. We'll tell you exactly who. Maybe you can handle it yourself. That's what they do. And so then the people with the girl, the survivors, have said that they are in there doing all this stuff. Like, there's I don't remember. I think I said it the other day. Like, there's 4 rituals that have to have a sacrifice. Or 4 times a year there has to be. And all the different groups, like all the different covens or whatever. I don't know what they go by, but they're all linked together. They're all on that same, the traffic map. They all get access. And they all have headhunters. They all go out and find exactly what they need. They put in special orders. And then they go out and get these people. And then they have laws and stuff to make it to where we can't find them. We can't find our kids. We can't find these people because they set the system up so people can just disappear like that. That there is no way to track them because the cops aren't interested in tracking them because they know what's going on. They know what these kids are being taken for. They're not stupid. They know exactly what the fuck is going on. And it's going on in all these different states. And so, when you want to call the cops, like I've called them 3 times, I'm going to keep calling them. I'll harass the cops until they go harass these people. These people need to be ticketed. You can't just break all of these rules. Like, burn when you want to burn, go against the noise ordinances and stuff. Bullshit. Like, bullshit. And, the cops are on the side of the bad people. And it's going to keep being exposed. All of the stuff keeps being exposed over and over and over. There's no getting away from the truth. The truth is coming out like on steroids, if you ask me. Like, there's so much stuff coming out, so much truth. And, I know there's still people who are completely blind to it, and they're still all caught up in their own problems. They don't have time to worry about somebody else's problem. They got their own problems. Why do they want to worry about what's going on with somebody else? Why are they worried about, that Mississippi's underwater, Alabama, Kentucky, and there's no water in, Michigan. There's no water in Detroit. There's no water. It's just it's mental. There's no telling. Every place that doesn't have something happening, it's just you're just waiting there. Just what's next? What's next? What are you going to do to us today? What's going to happen today? Is it today? What are you going to do? Just going to drop a bomb on us? Enough planes fly over us that's what it feels like some days. They probably are just dropping stuff out, just more poison. The reason I don't see people coming out and talking and stuff is probably because they're all zombies. They're probably all just bent over in their house like this. They're just standing around bent over. This is a fucking scary movie. When they say we're in a movie, it's a fucking scary movie. It's a horror film, that's for sure. If you don't like horror films, you probably should start watching them, because we're in one. You need to know. And that's what's happening. And the other day, I turn on TV one of these days when I'm just looking for something to watch, and I just switch from music to music, just switching around, and I turn on the YouTube, because that's usually what I'm on is YouTube. And David Rodriguez was on live. So I thought, I'll go in and check. I haven't seen him in so long. I'll go in and see what he's saying, because he's always super anxious and looking through all day long. He's trying to find out what's going on. But I just, his attitude, I couldn't. He was just the same when I had stopped following him before, and he was ridiculing New Age people. He did some other ridicule, making fun of tarot readers. It's dude. And this is what gets me too. These people. Jesus, the Holy Savior, and these crazy old New Agers and these crazy old tarot readers. Yeah, let's worry about them. It's fuck off. What in the hell? It is so bizarre how so many people have taken Jesus as their shield to bash other people. What in the hell? It is bizarre world when, out of all the people in the world, how many are Christians? And how can the Christians be such bullies? How are they so sure, so motherfucking sure that they're right about everything, when so many of the rest of us can look through it and say, yeah, but that's hypocrisy. That's not, what are you talking about? You can't question them. No, fuck off. They just, they just go back to the script. This is, our Holy Savior. Just, oh my gosh. And somehow, I'm on, because since I, believe in God, whatever your idea of God is, and I believe that the Trumpster was the good guy in the situation, that puts me into a certain group that, conservatives and Christians and patriots and all of that. So I get a lot of that on my page of or FYP or whatever. So I get tons and tons of stuff, where people are just they're arguing still. There is literally still a huge group of people who are so anti-Trump. It's bizarre. It is oh my God, how deep is your programming? What in the fuck are you talking about? And they believe all this stuff. Anybody who supports this president, then we are the problem. We are extremists. We're extremists because we don't want to be under the control of commies or something. And it's that's the hypocrisy. It's they don't look at what it is that they're even talking about. They don't even pay attention in life. They just say whatever, do whatever. And it is weird. because there's so much about preaching hate. Like, we're the problem. Like, I've literally seen some of these people where somebody said it, did you hear about last night? Trump supporter got killed. They just came up and shot him. And the people will start cheering. God, it's super frustrating, because you think, how are we supposed to unite when you have this huge group of people who just want other people dead? And not only that, most of them have done this. And then they are wanting us all dead. Like, they all literally see us as a problem. I don't know. I really don't get, like, what is going on in their programming to be like this. Like, it's bizarre. I have seen people talking about how great Joe is. What a good job he's doing. He's doing so good. We're so lucky to have him. What the fuck? What world are we in? People just don't pay attention in the world. Like, don't pay attention to anything. Just, the guy's hyping himself up, which is kind of funny. Because remember when the Trumpster was doing that all the time? There's so much stuff that he showed to kind of bring into our awareness. Like, all of the things that they were saying about him, that he was letting them just throw him under the bus and just run over him back and forth, just tearing him apart in his character. And I mean, they went so low as to start ridiculing his physicality. Like, they were mean about stuff they said about him. And he was just allowing all of this stuff to go on. Well, I mean, it's not like he really had much choice, but all this stuff they were saying about him that wasn't true is true about this guy. And then this guy just goes up there and acts like he's hot shit. And, I think that all of this stuff just shows that we are close. Like, we got to be close. And, I mean, for those of us who know about the 11th that's coming up, the anniversary of what that really is, that it was supposed to be that we were going off of the banking system then, and they didn't do it. Instead, they, killed a bunch of people, stole all the money, and burned up the paperwork and shit. Like, these people are so corrupt. So, anyways, the banks are going down. I think that is part of the problem. What's going on is because if you're building and you go in, okay, well, we need another 100K for this, we need that. Like, you got the open pocketbook of the bankers because you're out destroying the planet and destroying the world. Then you go in, and all of a sudden it's like, well, sorry, we don't have that money this week. Oh, sorry, we don't have that money this week. Oh, sorry. It's going to impact them. And then they're going to have these half-built houses over there. Hopefully some people just come in and finish them and move in them. Like, we got to get people off of the streets. We got to get people to safety. But there's so many people who have chosen, they went to the streets and they just felt it was too much. And they're just strung out on drugs. And these drugs are not drugs that you can get off of very easily. Like, the resilience and the endurance that it takes for a person to get off of some of this stuff. It's just meant to kill and to make you or your body addicted to it. So you don't have really any choice. That's all they want to do, is take away our choices. Like I said, they want to put us in synthetics, and the people who aren't in them, they just want them to be sexless droids. Like, who are on a lot of fucking blockers and whatever, all pills that they say that they need to stay who they are or whatever. And then the people who just put on a sleeve. I'm just going to put on a sleeve here. And I'm pretty sure that she said, that was the good way you can just switch into another sex. You feel like you're a girl, well, just put on a sleeve. You just become one. We'll take your consciousness right out of that body. The natural body, don't worry about that. That was, God makes mistakes. We don't. So let's just put your consciousness in here. It's like, I don't even know. I mean, it's so far out from my belief system, so far out from my understanding, that I don't really understand how people would think that that was a good option. Like, that they really don't understand that they're a God's creature. They are a cell. They are a cell of this solar system. They are a part of it. Like, we are what keeps it all going. Like, what would happen to us if we had no cells? And where do people come up with that our cells aren't interacting? It's all micro, macro. So our cells are interacting. It may not be in a human form, but they are definitely working to create who we are. And they are doing it with us. But when they can trick people into thinking, like, this is where I just get lost, because I can't understand the people. I can't understand what they're absorbing. And that is maybe what I'm here, why I'm witnessing this. So I can learn to have empathy and compassion for things I don't understand. Because I don't understand. I've just never, ever since I was a kid, I've never understood how people didn't understand that they were a soul. That they were here for an experience. Like, I knew that from such a young age. And I know, my experience is about to go in a different direction. I'm really excited for what is to come. I mean, my guides have been so regimented, telling me all the time of, what is going to be coming for me in my own personal life. Like, I can't tell you every detail. Like, there's all sorts of people out there who, especially like now when people are realizing, like, oh, I'm really psychic. I didn't know that. I'm psychic. And they are going and telling what they think is going to happen. Well, some of them are going to find out, like, you probably don't want to do that, because people get really caught up in it. I've seen so many people attacked from saying what they think is going to happen, or when a date they think is going to be something. And there's still so many people talking about September. Like, I've seen a whole bunch of different things about it, not just like The Simpsons, a whole bunch of different people talking about September. So I'm expecting, I don't know. I hope we're going to go the other direction. I hope that we're finally there. Like, sometimes when things just seem so crazy and so out of control, it's hard to imagine that they can keep going. But then you get up and it's another day that just keeps going. It's like, what in the fucking Groundhog Day shit is this? I just can't even. I just really hope that that we really are finally to the point of change. And I wanted to talk some more stuff with relationships. So this one, because it's kind of more about current shit, and we really just have to. It's the resilience. It's the endurance. It is the inside of yourself, knowing that you need to take care of yourself and understanding what's going on. It's about awareness and stuff. But we all have to get to that point of really taking care of ourselves, because they're attacking us. And I mean, I don't even know it's crazy too, because the stuff about the water, there's a bunch of people who are trying to jump in and do stuff. You can't start a GoFundMe. GoFundMe takes the money. It's already, they won't let you do it. It's a hate crime or some bullshit they said to try and go and help these people. And there's other people who are trying to get over there. Like, the government's trying to stop it. They don't want us to help each other. And they're out to destroy us. And just think about it. These little places, these towns, these are where the hunters are. Like, think about the places they're going after. This is where the hunters are. This is where there's a lot of these things. And, in the middle of floods and fires and tornadoes, is everybody running and being like, oh, where's my things? I better hurry and put those up, because that's what they're coming after. That's what the weather is all about. To destroy us and have us be helpless and weak. And definitely not have any of these near us, because that's when they're going to march in. That's when they're going to come in for the big. And they're doing it systematically. They're doing it. And I mean, Only thing we have is our own power, our own abilities to unite. And even when there's so many people who won't, the rest of us who are on the same page, we just have to keep putting that energy out there. And I think the only way to defeat them is keep your vision on what we want. We got to let go of what we don't want. We got to let go of what they're doing to us and what they're doing to people. We've got to focus our consciousness on what we want, the world that we want, the world we want to live in. What is our best timeline for ourselves? We got to get focused on that, because that is their whole thing, is to get us to create the drama by telling us and showing us in movies. Then they set up the scenario. Then we go back to that. Remember, the whole scenario is locked up in here, and then it starts playing. We put that energy out to create what it is they want us to create. That's how we got to pull it away from them. We got to quit allowing them to control our minds. We have to control our minds. And it is all about energy, and it's all about directing energy. So we got to pull our energy and direct it towards what we want, and stop focusing on what they want us to want. They want us to be destroyed. And another thing too, and I'm kind of weirded out by this, I haven't looked it up, but this girl, one that has been talking about the zeolite, she was all freaked out actually into this video about this, that she, there's some time traveler or something that has a bunch of videos, and he said he's a time traveler from 2036 or something, 2054, maybe he's from 2050s, and he said it was in 2030s is when everything was destroyed. And he said that we're all full of radiation. He's bald. He said that we're all full of radiation, that they're killing us with that. He said, do not drink the water. And I can't even tell you how many people keep talking about the radiation in the water and killing the water and what they're doing. And so even the people who have water still have water that's killed by radiation, and they're drinking radiation. So, and I can't be all smug or anything, because I'm 100% probably that the government has come and messed with our water here. And if they haven't, it's just because they plan on just wiping us out. Like, they're wiping out entire towns, entire villages, and they're wiping them gone. They're just destroying them. And I talked about this like over the summer when I was driving across the state, and I was saying, I think that they're wiping out small towns. And they've been doing it for a long time. When you start seeing through the whole thing, you start seeing it. It's real clear. And so, I don't know what they have planned here, but if we do have clean water, then they just have something bigger, I guess. I don't know. But there's so many people who are talking about like the water and all of the stuff. Or something else I was going to say, but I don't know. I really feel scattered. I feel so like, when the energy feels like super weird like this, it just is like I can't keep my thoughts straight. I feel like I'm just like, I don't know. It feels kind of like being in the dark. But anyways, I did want to talk some about more stuff with relationships and stuff, because I know that's what everybody is like wanting to figure out. Like, I want to heal myself. I want to feel better. I want to do better. I want to feel good. And I think most people really want to get to the age of Aquarius. They really want to get to this part of being free and living your best life. And, so I will come back and talk some more about some ways to work on your healing and to work on relationships and stuff. So I'll do 2 separate ones. So I'll stop here. So anyways, I don't know what's going on in everybody's place, but they are definitely, there's a lot happening, and they're not going to stop until something stops them. But I'm just hoping, because they like to repeat numbers, hopefully it's not like the backwards 11-9 instead. And then we are at a time of an anniversary when they were supposed to do something, and hopefully that is going to be the anniversary that goes full circle, and we do This is our freedom. This is our time. So, and it's going to be a hard time for a lot of people, because there's a lot of people who still do not trust that orange man. They do not trust, like, they really think that we're all crazy. They really can't see it. They can't see the truth. They can't see anything. They just believe what they're told. And I'm starting to think, like, it's because they're supposed to do that. They're supposed to stay asleep. They're supposed to stay oblivious. They're supposed to just outrage us to wake us up. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, some of these people who, all these people who wake up and they think they're star seeds and stuff like that. Well, maybe it's really the people who are asleep are the star seeds, and they're not waking up. And then they're going to just transition and go home. And then we're all supposed to wake up and remember who we are, so that we can do something with this world. Because no matter what, I mean, we're all eternal. We're all souls from all over the place. It's just the people who are here have forgotten. They're just tricked. They just think like, oh no, I'm just a three-dimensional little... It's like, no, you're way more than what you think you are. So anyways, I'll be back in a minute. I'll talk to you later.